y'all, it's Necey Dixon. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, y'all, welcome back. Testing. One, two. One, two. Let me know if y'all can hear me and if y'all can hear me okay. I put on some headphones because I got like several things going on today. I got my MacBook over to the side, which I'm tired of that video quality. So I have it to the side for my notes. I got my phone up front, and then I got another laptop below me just in case. So, yeah, I think some of y'all can hear me. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Okay, you're saying it's a little bit low. Y'all let me know if it's a little bit low because I can come off the headphone. And then once I come off the headphone, maybe y'all can hear me better. Let's see. And then like I had my laptop to the side because I wanted to be scrolling through the comments without like grabbing my phone. Yeah, it's a work in progress, okay? Grace is the word. Hey Chelsea. Jay Internet, hey girl. Alicia, hey. Hey Joy, you can hear me. Hey Al. Shay, hey Josiah. Monique said it's fine on her end. Chelsea says try without the headphones. Sounds faint, but it's okay. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna try without the headphones. Y'all give me a hot second. I don't have to go nowhere. So when I say a hot second, I really mean like a hot second. Okay. Can y'all hear me good now? Is that better? Thumbs up. I feel like that might be better. Kimberly can hear me. Thank you for the background. Hey Shay. Hey Kimmy. Hey Sam. Okay. The way I think that I'm gonna do this. Okay, much better. Much better. Cool, cool, cool. Love y'all. Okay. The way that I think I'm going to do this, I think I'm going to talk about the episodes first. And then I'm going to give y'all a life update. Okay. Oh my gosh. I'm going to give y'all an update. But I want to talk about the episode first just so we can get that out the way because I feel like it will be odd. And y'all, the only reason why I'm turning around is because my notes is on another thing. My notes is on another thing. Um, it's janky as fuck, y'all. I need a new MacBook. That's on the list. I need a new MacBook because the one I got, I don't know how long y'all been around on my channel, but I think maybe like the fourth video I put out on this channel like 2 years ago. Y'all funny. On the edge of her seat. Sam, you rather hear. Okay. So anyway, whenever I did the started my YouTube channel, like the fourth video I put out was a review for this website called Back Market, right? And I bought this MacBook that was refurbished. Y'all, this this is gonna be a hell of a video. This is gonna be a MacBook update. It's gonna be a life update, Real Housewife. Like, we just gonna throw it all in there because I'll be saying to y'all, we friends, right? Anyway, the MacBook worked good for about 2 years, but then maybe like 3 months ago, the MacBook stopped working without a charger in it. Maybe like 3 or 4 months ago. If y'all haven't noticed, sometimes we'll be going live when I'm on my MacBook, and then I'll be like, "Oh shit!" Or sometimes we'll go live, and then the screen will just turn black, and that's because my MacBook don't want to work without without it being plugged into the wall. But we gonna keep pushing, okay? Y'all said I'd rather hear about you. Okay. Okay. Y'all want the y'all want the life update or y'all want the review first? Let me know. Let me know. You want the life update or you want the review first? Because y'all, I've been so inconsistent. Like, this is the least consistent that I've been on YouTube since I started 2 years ago. I started April 2020. This is the least consistent that I've been. And I feel like I owe y'all to be like, damn, what is going on? Because last time we talked, y'all, I said I was sick. And I was. Um, and I was. Hold up. I'm trying to get my notes in front of me. 9. Okay. So yeah, when was this? Like the beginning of the month, y'all? Yeah, life is lifing. Life is laughing. Hey, J Dub. Okay, so I can't take this. Maybe I should keep fucking with y'all. Okay, okay. Anyway, at the beginning of the month, y'all, I reviewed Married at First Sight. I think it was like a month ago. And then I was watching the episode and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come review it. And then the next day, I was like, damn, I can't come review it because I'm sick. And y'all, like, I was sick. I had like I don't know if it was a sinus infection, a virus, or what, but I was like running a fever. I had chills and aches. And y'all, to be honest, it just was not worth me mustering up my energy to come on here and talk about no damn Married at First Sight. So I thought that I would be coming back to talk about it. The next week, I was good. I was going to be able to talk about Married at First Sight, but there were some things that happened. Gosh, I'm nervous as fuck. Okay. So on August 10th, I found out that I was pregnant, right? Now, September 28th, I am no longer pregnant. Trigger warning for anybody who, I don't know, miscarriage. That's the trigger warning, okay? So I wanted to tell y'all like why I've been like MIA. So August 10th, I found out I was, right? We were super excited, super duper excited. We had an appointment on September 14th. That was the first appointment. And at the first appointment, I was nervous as fuck. Just because I know that this stuff is really common. And I'm smiling throughout this because I'm nervous talking about this and giving y'all like my real life. I come on here and I talk shit about people. I say good stuff about people too, but I talk about people on these reality TV shows. And I say we friends, which is why I'm like, okay, I feel like I should be able to talk to y'all about this. And I should also be able to tell y'all what happened. So September 14th, we went in for the first appointment. The doctor told us what to go ahead and expect. And over that next week, I had to go through like the physical process and all that stuff of experiencing the pregnancy loss, right? So with that, all of that was happening in the midst of us moving, um, and just life in general, y'all, because a lot of y'all know that I work outside of YouTube. I'm not on YouTube enough to call it a full-time job, y'all. I'm coming on to talk to y'all because I like to do this, but life was life, and y'all. And I appreciate all the comments, y'all. It was just a lot. Um, so now that I have, and it's only September 28th, so that was 2 weeks ago, y'all. But now that I have physically healed through the part of things, I feel like I can emotionally and mentally heal through this. But over like the past 2 weeks, y'all, I have been showing up for what I could show up for. Like, I have been doing the bare minimum to get to where I need to get. Real Housewives of Atlanta, part one, part two, part three. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just let them round this up, and then I'll come on and talk to my friends about it. So y'all, to answer y'all's questions, like I know some of y'all are gonna be like, "Oh, are you good?" Sometimes, like just plain as day. Sometimes, I feel like now I'm getting to a point to where, like this entire time I've been saying, okay, I'm gonna make sure that we stay elevated. Me and my husband, we need to make sure we stay elevated, or else like the sadness will take you out. And like even though I was saying it, I still allowed myself to feel sad throughout the whole thing. But now I feel like I can actually make action towards doing things to making sure I stay elevated, like taking walks, doing this, watching my shows, doing that. And now I feel like I'm ready to come and talk to y'all. So I love y'all. I appreciate everything y'all are saying. I'm reading the comments right now. I'm just not tapping every single one. So with that, y'all, that's where I've been. That's what's been going on. Okay. That's why I've been putting out a video once a week instead of twice a week. And then one time I was gone like for 2 weeks. But I also wanted to talk about this. I had this on my heart, like, damn, do I want to talk to y'all about this? Busy Blue, thank you for the super chat. She says, proud of you for your strength and sharing your story. You're one of the most relatable YouTubers. We friends. We got you. Oh, thank you, Busy Blue. Yeah, for a while I was like, do I want to talk about this? And I was like, girl, fuck no. Like, you're not going, like, no, I'm not going to talk about this. Your channel is for talking about the people on the reality shows, right? But I really do feel like it's been like healing and having these conversations, and also like throughout me talking to my friends about this and family about this, like it's actually very common. Like it's very common. People say it's 1 in 4, but it's actually more than that. So yeah, I don't feel like anything's my fault or our fault. I don't feel that way. It just is what it is. Okay. Like some things you just have to let be. And now I feel like I'm talking like Lewis from Love and Marriage Huntsville, talking in Pinterest quotes. But no, honestly, for this situation, I feel like the conversations help. So yeah, I wanted to come on and talk to y'all about that. So that is what has been going on. Thank you, J-Dub. Necey, we are with you. Hey, friend. Take your time. Yes, 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 yes. But yeah, I really don't know what else to say. But with this whole thing and with me talking to y'all about life being crazy and shit like that, I've been trying to like document things. And I have a backup channel and I don't use it. I wanted to use my backup channel as a way to vlog like my real life. And I was thinking to myself, like, damn, this would be the perfect time, whenever I'm not reviewing the shows. Because some of y'all be like, are you reviewing the shows or not? Like, where are you going, right? This would be the perfect time for, like, if I'm not reviewing shows, for me to be posting, like, real life content. So y'all would know, like, what's going on, okay? Like, besides the brunches and shit. So, y'all let me know. I mean, I'm probably going to do it anyway. But I don't know if it'll be messy for me to like vlog on this channel as well as review TV shows, or if y'all would like to like go over to that other channel and start watching me do the vlogs. Let me know. Okay. Um, yes, what is meant to be for you will always be. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Oh gosh. But yeah, it's healthy for me right now to come on and talk to y'all and to go ahead and get on with my day to day. This is a part of me feeling and remaining elevated. So let's get to it, y'all. Chelsea says the other channel for the vlogs. Yolise says I would love to see your real life outside of the reviews. Okay. All right. Well, y'all, this seems like girl, Kimmy, girl. That's the word. Doing it on the second channel will help build it up in case something happens to your main. Girl, don't we know? Okay. But this is a part of the video. Y'all, every time I start these reviews, I be talking to y'all about stuff. I go on a tangent and I'm like, we friends, right? And then we get those strangers that come on the channel and they're like, can we get into the review? Why does this review start 8 minutes in? Blah, 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 blah. But we friends. Okay. All right, so right now, y'all, I feels like a good time. Ooh, feels like a good time for y'all to like the video, and then once y'all like the video, I am ready to talk about Real Housewives of Atlanta. So let's get into that. All right, y'all. That feels so weird to just switch topics like that. That's why I was like, I don't want to talk about this at the end of the video. But it's okay. Okay. It's okay. Yeah. Second channel. Okay. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do second channel, okay? Since they can wait, hit the like button, okay? Yeah, we're gonna do second channel. I think Sam, I think you have the link for my second channel. I don't know. Or it might be in my bio automatically. Okay. Y'all, let me know if y'all see the link for my second channel in the bio. If y'all don't, um all right. All right. All right. Chelsea said she just followed. Okay, she got it. Okay, cool. Oh, life through Jay. She says she's had 3 miscarriages and welcome her rainbow baby in 2020. That's amazing. That's amazing. Hey T, my girl. She says Real Housewives of Atlanta was dry. Heck, I didn't even watch part 3 yet. I'm so over Marlo's tears. Okay. Yep, that's what it is. Yep, that's what it is, Danielle. Necey Dixon Vlogs. And Sam, you just posted the link. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right. I don't know where to start. And I am so glad. I am so glad that I did not review. Well, shit. I guess I could have got the additional views, but I don't even give a fuck. I'm glad that I didn't have to come and spend 3 times talking to y'all about this ish that's Real Housewives of Atlanta. Real Housewives of Atlanta was so dry. I enjoyed the season. I know that this season wasn't like as much about the fighting. We wasn't really getting bolo or nothing like that. But I was just so bored at the reunion. Do you want to know why? Like, to me, the theme of the reunion was completely just apology fest. Everybody had all the smoke for the confessionals. Everybody moved strategically during the season. Sonya, Marlo. And then whenever you got on camera, it was just like, I mean, once you got to the reunion, it was just like, I apologize. You're right. I'm sorry. What? Do y'all not know how to make good TV? And if you don't know how to make good TV, gets to stepping. Okay, it was so boring. And I feel like Marlo has established herself as like the Giselle of Real Housewives of Atlanta. Y'all know how people always like to call Giselle a mole. And I don't know if y'all know, but people like to call Giselle a mole on Real Housewives of Potomac because she starts ish. And then once they get to the reunion, nobody holds her accountable for it. Andy will cape for her. Andy won't double down on questions when it comes to Giselle. And that's because she's doing things on behalf of production. She's making shit fun, right? And I feel like Marlo has done that with Real Housewives of Atlanta. Marlo, I told y'all, has been working nights, holidays, weekends, and overtime to get to shift manager so she can be on the show and have this peach. She's expressed her loyalty to Andy on this show and thanked him so much on Watch What Happens Live. And it's just in a way that like none of the other housewives have done, which is why I feel like Marlo was also edited in a way to redeem herself. I told y'all this during the regular season. At least the last 2 episodes between the birthday party and her mama coming on film was definitely to redeem Marlo for all the effed up stuff she did on the show. And then at the reunion, y'all, we spent like 2 episodes learning more about Marlo. So let me talk about Marlo before I talk about part 3. Just because nothing else happened outside of that, in my opinion. Marlo ended up telling us her entire life story. I believe every word of the life story. I do believe that she has been through some traumatic things, but I always, always, always tell y'all, it don't matter what show it is. If you are grown enough or if you have enough like mental or what is it, emotional intelligence or even just like inward reflection to know this is what triggered me when I was a kid. This is why that happened. It is your responsibility to go seek some fucking therapy. Go seek some therapy. Marlo claims she's doing that, but she's still using her past to manipulate. Girl, I don't give a fuck that your mama permed your hair when you was in the 2nd grade and it could have been down your back now. Let's not talk about that. Your hair is only to your ears. Your edges is gone. We can't talk about what could have been, okay? If your mama permed your hair in the 2nd grade, it's your decision that before you step foot on that university campus, you big chop your hair and you grow it off and you go through that natural hair journey like every Black girl does. Some of y'all might not be following. Some of y'all might be like, girl, what are you talking about? It's a metaphor, y'all. Marlo, it is your responsibility to go seek counseling. You can't keep using these excuses at 40-something years old and say, oh, well, this is the one for me, y'all. When Andy asked the viewer question, and the viewer question said something like, hey, why would you kick the boys out after all that you've been through? She said, right? She said, oh, I get it. Why would you kick the boys out, right? And she says, well, I don't have training, right? I don't have training. Those foster parents do have training. So that's your excuse? And then on another note, Marlo kept saying, well, at least I kicked them out before I would have done something to hurt them. Well, Marlo, if that's what you feel like was the alternative, she's positioning it this way to make herself sound like a better person. Like, ooh, at least she didn't physically hurt them. If she would have kept them, she would have physically hurt them. So should we give her a little bit of credit there? And I feel like that's what she was looking for, right? No. If that's what you want to use to position yourself in this argument to make you look better, Marlo, my next question is, if you ever felt like you were going to hurt them, why the hell do you have them in the first place? That's the next thing I want to talk about. If you felt like the only alternative to kicking them out was for you to hurt them in some way, why do you have them? We might need to think about some other places they need to go. So Marlo's full of it, especially when she went around the room. I'm sitting here with a Grammy winner. I'm sitting here with a OG of Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm sitting here with Miss USA. It was giving every bit of, you get a piece of the crown. You get a piece of the crown. You get a piece of the crown. It was giving every bit of another 1999, 2000s high school movie. It was annoying. I don't feel for Marlo. I'm sorry. Marlo's childhood, that's a sad thing. That's a sad thing. But it's your responsibility to chop that hair off and grow it back natural after your mama permed it all the way off when you was in the 2nd grade. It's your responsibility to do the work, okay? That's all I'm saying for some of y'all who are not following. It's your responsibility to do the work, Marlo. So now we can move on from Marlo. Reunion part 3. Another thing, y'all, I don't know if y'all saw, if y'all watched the last Ooh Ladies first panel, but KFC hooked us up with some free food. It was cute. They delivered it to our houses and everything. I got that crispy family meal for me and my family because we always eat together on Sundays, and it was cool. Janae said, did she mention Sheree's accomplishments? She called Sheree an OG. Ooh, okay. And to talk about something else, I'm also a viewer. I watch YouTube videos too. And I was watching Funky Dineva, and Funky Dineva mentioned how Sheree is supposedly, like, Sheree had her kid when she was, like, in the 8th grade or something like that, and she don't have no high school degree? Diploma? I didn't know that. Did y'all know that? I was watching Funky Dineva's review, and when he said that, I was like, ooh, what? So it's not just Marlo who has gone through the struggle. It's not just Kenya who has gone through the struggle. Sheree? I've never heard that before, ever. And when I saw that in the review, I was like, damn, I had no idea that Sheree had gone through all that, and that's something that she could be talking about on the show. Kimmy said, yeah, I heard that when the show first started, she introduced her oldest daughter as her assistant. Oh, okay. Because y'all, I don't even remember her daughter. Maybe I wasn't watching the show that regularly back then. She said I was today years old when I found that out. Yes. Harold said that would explain why Tiara is so much older than Cairo and Callie. Yeah. When Funky said that in his review, I was like, what? Okay, Sheree, if you would have came to us with that piece of your past, You wouldn't be no boomerang housewife. You wouldn't be no yo-yo housewife here 1 second, gone the next. You would be solidified. You would have a story to talk about. I don't know why she doesn't share it. But yes, Marlo did address Sheree whenever she went around the room and said the accomplishments. She called Sheree an OG housewife, which to me, I feel like is low-hanging fruits. Sheree kept mentioning on this reunion, yeah, I'm an OG when it comes to Drew. And to me, I'm just like, Sheree, y'all tell me if I'm tripping, okay? Sheree, thank you for trailblazing, for paving the way for what we know as Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? I'll give you that credit for sure. It's definitely yours. Nobody can ever take that from you. But let me know if I'm tripping. I feel like if you keep getting dismissed and coming back every season as the franchise continues to thrive with or without you, I don't really feel like you can throw the OG card in people's faces. I don't think you can. That's just my opinion on it. Because Sheree has gone and come back so many times that there have been other housewives of the same franchise where if you add together all of their cumulative seasons, it's more seasons than Sheree. So I'm just like, I guess if that's what you want to say, I guess. OG for Necey. April said you didn't even go here last year. Okay, she didn't even go here. I didn't understand it, but whatever. So yeah, I just couldn't believe that Marlo was like, I'm sitting here with an OG, but didn't have nothing else to say about her. She didn't call her no designer. She didn't call her She by Sheree's best. She said OG, period. Okay. So now, y'all, we see Sheree and Drew. Sheree and Drew are on FaceTime with Anthony. And Anthony says that Drew basically just wanted a moment. I love that Andy, like, really just wanted to pay him dust. And he was like, he's playing the both of y'all. Because that's exactly what he was doing, y'all. Whatever Sheree said, Anthony said was true. Whatever Drew said, Anthony said was true. And they both just wanted to argue. Another thing that I did not get to talk about, what was it? It was something on the last review. Here, I took notes. Even though I didn't come on, I took notes. Yeah. Oh, Martell. I didn't get to talk to y'all about Martell. Okay. Martell FaceTime Sheree on the show. And y'all, I'm going out of order, but I told y'all this is an all-encompassing video. I'm going out of order. We just gonna talk at this point, friend. And it was awkward when Kenya was like, I heard that D was a 10 out of 10. And I was like, what? Ugh, I can't. And yes, Kimmy, I do believe that the phone call was staged. Yes, April, the phone call was scheduled. I couldn't believe, well, let me not say that. I could 100% believe that Andy took that call during the reunion. Andy didn't even want to discuss the assistant, Anthony. But when Martell Holt from the network that has all the black viewers that you have been trying to get with your black ass shows and body voice, you gonna answer the phone, okay? You're going to answer the phone when Martell calls. We didn't hear anything from Martell, but, you know, they ended up hanging up and Sheree did not want to confirm or deny their relationship. I don't think there's nothing going on with their relationship. Nothing. I think that they just want to take pictures together. I think they meet up. I think they take pictures in the park and they go home until the next time they meet up to take pictures. Because y'all, to be real, we've only seen pictures of them together one time. And even then, that doesn't mean anything because all of the couples who are actually together, we don't see pictures of them together all the time anyway. So I just think it's really strategic that they were posing in the park, you know, trying to be seen. That's pretty much it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. So back to part 3, y'all. So, Sheree and Drew were arguing. Drew says she's basically an investor and she bought Sheree because Sheree did not pay her money for the birthday party. Sheree wasn't gonna pay you money for the birthday party. I believe what everybody says. I do think that Sheree's money is funny. I do. I do. I think that she gets paid a decent amount from this show, but I think that her money is funny, and I think that's why she didn't pay you for the birthday party. I don't think it had anything to do with the fact that Drew did the most for the birthday party, because what you could have done was saying, hey, girl, I didn't tell you to buy all this shit for the birthday party, but I did agree for you to throw something together that was going to be like $2,000. So here's my 1,000. Thank you, Shantia. Here's my 1,000. But Sheree gave her nothing. Nothing. So I'm like, okay, fine. Next, y'all, Sonya. Oh my gosh, y'all. Sonya irked my damn nerves. In part 2 of the reunion, they asked Sonya about the situation with Kenya. They showed the flashback of Sonya hanging up the phone strategically and then saying, bye, bitch. Trying to make it seem like you hard when I told y'all Sonya didn't want that smoke. Or else you would have said bye, bitch, on the phone. But you didn't want to say it on the phone because you didn't want that smoke. And you didn't want it at the reunion. Which is why whenever Andy asked you about it, all she said was, yeah, Kenya, I do feel like you used your situations and you never took accountability, but I would never try to hurt you in that way. That was never my intentions. And I'm just like, Sonya, girl, she was like captain of the apology fest this episode. Captain of the apology show. It was just like, can we have a real conversation? Can we see y'all actually work through things? Or when y'all got done filming, y'all decided not to talk about it no more. Who knows? Another thing, y'all, this week, and this is more of a conversation, like this week, did y'all see that video or the picture of Sonya and Cynthia Bailey meeting up? And Sonya was like, thank you, Cynthia, for laying the blueprint. Y'all comment below and tell me, but I don't understand why Sonya believes that Cynthia is her blueprint. I don't think that Sonya is even bringing to the table what Cynthia brought as a housewife. They're not the same. I don't know if it's the fact that she thinks that she's nice. And maybe that's why she thinks that Cynthia is the blueprint, because Cynthia's nice and Cynthia got along with everybody throughout the group. But hey, girl, they're not the same. Pink Petal says she's thirsty. She is thirsty. Kim, she's social climber. That's what it is. I don't see the resemblance at all. And before the season started, some other people said that Sonya kind of reminded them of Cynthia. I don't see it. I guess you could just say because Cynthia got along with a lot of people, but I don't see it. I don't. And if I was Cynthia, I would be like, girl, we not the same. Can we stop? Can we stop doing that? Love you, but you need to create your own image on this show, and it's not gonna be through me. But it was her way of being a pick me. It was her way of saying, I love you, Cynthia. I'm a fan. I want to be just like you. Take me in as your little sis. Let me be your friend. That's what it was. But yeah, that wasn't it. Okay, so next, y'all, the husbands end up coming on the show. And when the husbands come on the show, y'all, it was funny. It was so funny. And I'm with you on this one. I'd rather have Shamari back instead of Sonya. So, you know, Andy is messy AF. Andy, he says hello to all of the house husbands. And then he ends up saying, hey, he ends up saying, Ralph, do you have any recommendations for a good massage? And that's when Ralph says, you know, yeah, of course I do. And he says, oh, but my wife has to co-sign on it. Y'all, Ralph, to me, and I hate to say it, but he was one of the most entertaining parts of this, unfortunately. Which means it wasn't given very much at all. Like, it's no reason for the house husband to be the most entertaining. Y'all give me a hot second because I need to plug this up. And make sure you like the video. Okay, I'm back. Make sure you like the video. But yeah, Ralph was actually pretty entertaining. Y'all said Todd was entertaining too. Y'all said Ronnie ain't letting Shamari come back. Hell no. Yeah, so whenever Ralph said whatever he said about, oh yeah, I got somebody to give you a massage, but of course Drew co-signed on it. Ralph knew exactly what to come on this show and say after showing his ass this season. He knew exactly what to say. So let's start there. Actually, let's start with Ross. Ross and Sonya also knew what to say. Y'all, everybody on this show knew exactly what to say, which is why the reunion was not given. Andy ended up asking Ross, what was it that brought you and Sonya on the same page about having kids? Ross ended up saying that he talked to his mom and they ended up on the same page. Sonya ended up saying that once he wanted what she wanted, it made her want to have a kid. And y'all, to be honest, the way that we saw you talk about the kid or not having a kid this season, to me, seemed more about, I need you to step up as a husband and a father, and less about, oh, okay, if you don't want to have one because I don't want to have one, oh, okay, cool. It didn't seem like one of those things that could be solved, boom, like that overnight. So something is missing. You and Ralph had some conversations that you don't want to share with the audience, which is fine. But I'm going to tell you one thing, when we watch reality TV and stuff like that happens, we always peep it. Or you and Ralph, this was a scheme, okay? Y'all set this up. That's the second thing. So one, either y'all had some conversations that y'all did not have on camera, or two, this was a scheme that y'all put together when y'all came on the show. Either one. Now, the next thing is, this is another part of the apology fest I'm talking about. They talk about Ross, and I hope I didn't say Ralph because that's usually what I always do, and y'all be having to correct me. Y'all really be having to correct me. Hey, Tiara. She said, right, she needed support. Still gonna be the same shit when the new baby comes. Right. Which is why I'm just like, it didn't seem like it was a solvable situation just like that. We didn't hear. It was like, y'all, Saya didn't want to really expose the amount of loneliness that she felt whenever she had the first kid. It was very much giving Robin and Juan from Real Housewives of Potomac. You remember, and I hope y'all watch that franchise. You remember whenever Juan was upset that Robin waited until she got on camera to be like, you were basically absent as a father. I think that Sonya was treading lightly and she didn't want us to think of her husband in that light. So it's one of those things. Either it's a scheme or it's true, or both. It could be a scheme that is true. That seems more likely. Okay, it could be a scheme that y'all knew that y'all were going to talk about, but only giving us this much instead of the whole thing. Okay, so let's move on from that. So now we talk about Ross protecting his wife. When I say protecting his wife, this goes back to the whole thing of Ross saying to Kenya and Sheree, don't fuck with my wife. Y'all, I still disagree with him saying that to the ladies. We really didn't get much from it on the reunion because it seemed like it was something that Kenya and Ross had talked about before they came back to the show. You know, Ross says he just wanted to de-escalate the situation, which was fine. But one thing about me is if you ever want to de-escalate anything, don't cuss at me. The minute you cuss, I'm about to turn the fuck up. I am. So whenever he decided to cuss and say, don't F with I don't know why everybody wants to call me, but the minute that he said, don't F with my wife, that's when stuff would have turned up. So I think it was wrong that he said it, but I still stick by what I told y'all. By him deciding to take that method to protect his wife against other women, you also allow those women to be fearful of you. You do. You just do. Because they don't know you. They don't know you at all. They don't know if you're the type of man that's going to get in their face. I don't care if your mama, your wife, your sister say you're the greatest man in the world. Any type of man that chooses to stand up and cuss at me, I don't know how I'm going to react. Did I ever tell y'all? Did I ever tell y'all? And I'm about to, just because I ain't talked to y'all in a whole damn week, I feel this is all encompassing video. Quick little story time. Thanks for the super chat, April B. 4 out of 5 Sheree's creditors recommend y'all like the video. Like the video. But speaking of, like, you don't know how a man's gonna react. When I was in high school, okay? When I was in high school, I actually ended up getting into a fight with a boy at school because basically the same shit happened to me. So let me tell y'all what happened real quick. We'll get back into the review. So I'm at school, right? And this is actually one of my friends at the time. And I guess he was like trying to get a job at some little popcorn place that I worked at. And he ended up taking like 2 weeks to apply or something. Before he applied to the job, paying $9 damn an hour or whatever, another one of my friends ended up getting the job. So I show up to school. I'm in the cafeteria. I still remember what I was wearing. I had my bodycon dress on. I had my Stay Calm, whatever t-shirt on. I had my parfait in my glass mason jar and coffee in the other hand. I walk up to the breakfast table and he's like, nah, you a bitch. Nah, you a bitch. And he stands up. Yo, he stands up. He stands up and he's yelling in front of everybody to me that I'm a bitch, I'm a hoe, because I got somebody else a job. And I don't know what happened for me, but when we went from having the conversation down here to you standing up and calling me a bitch, I was like, okay, it's about to go down. Like, literally, that's just how I thought in my mind. So I said, if you don't shut the fuck up, I'm about to dash this hot ass coffee in your face. I said it like 3 times because in my mind, it's fight or flight. You standing up to me, you a man, I don't know. And I was a senior. You a man at that point. I didn't know what you wanted to go down. So at that point, I took the hot ass cup of coffee. I dashed it in his face. Okay? Dashed it in his face. We tussling, fell on the ground. I'm on top of him in the coffee, swinging left, swinging right, swinging left, swinging right. Y'all, the police officer from the school had to come and grab me away from him. And as the police officer grabbed me away from him, I threw a chair at him. And then that's whenever I got back into my right mind and I drove home from school. And my mom was like, how much is I had to pay. They like try to charge me with something, y'all, and I had to go to teen court. So my mom and daddy had to pay a $500 fine, and then I had to go to teen court. My mama was mad about the fine. My daddy was mad that I got into a fight. And then I had to actually like go to court. I had to stand in front of a judge. I had my court appointed teen lawyer, and I had to do like 85, maybe it was like 85 or like 120. It was something ridiculous, like 120 worth of community service hours or something like that. Or else if I didn't do it, they were going to want to charge me with battery assault because I threw a chair at him and coffee. So I guess y'all didn't learn a whole lot about me today. But what I'm saying is my whole point, somebody said what happens to a dude? Nothing. He didn't get suspended. He didn't have to go to teen court. He didn't have to do nothing. They said it was my fault. They said it was my fault. To this day, I don't think it was my fault, okay? But anyway, my point is, y'all, when you a man, you don't stand up on no woman, okay? Cussing. You don't do that, okay? Because it's not based on the people around you to say, oh, he's cool. Even though he was cussing at you, he wouldn't have done nothing. Because in my mind, I'm like, all right, it's about to go down, okay? Because if I don't jump first, I'm about to get jumped at. So yeah, that was like my only fight I ever had to get into. Usually people don't take me there. People, I don't get played like that. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Ross situation, and that's where my opinion comes from. It wasn't up to Ross or Sonya to feel a way about the opinion that Kenya had on her husband. And that's where Ralph says he understood where Kenya was coming from whenever he said that she was being aggressive. That's funny. Yeah, that is too funny. I can't. Okay, so moving on from that, y'all, that was like part one of the apology fest I was talking about. Like, I really didn't get to see that conversation being, because every time somebody calls me, it keeps going out. But anyway, I didn't get to see the conversation I wanted to. Next, y'all, they spend a little bit of time on Candy, which I think was cool. Candy actually did have a pretty good storyline this entire season. Science says that her and Ross don't use toys, which was a shock to me. Andy said that he wore Candy's vibrating panties on the show, which was cute. He go up for some candy, okay? He loved him some candy yams. Todd and Marlo. This is where he and Marlo start to have a conversation. They show the flashbacks of Marlo talking all the shit she did the whole season. And that's what I was most excited to see them talking about. I was most excited to see Candy confront Marlo for what she said and confront Sheree for co-signing. But we didn't get that. You know, they end up asking Marlo about the stuff that she said about Todd. And Marlo immediately cuts to the chase and says, you know, that's just part of my upbringing, Todd. You know, my upbringing, I just assumed that wasn't my place to say so. Oh, that is weird, y'all. As soon as somebody called me, my camera like zoomed in more, but it's all good. So Marla says that wasn't her place to say so. And she said, but I did want to know, who did I pay to get on the show? And that's when Todd, he ain't never lied, okay? Todd said, y'all might be throwing shade, but I'm here serving truth. I'm not lying. And Todd said, you paid your way to the cash trip. And when he said that, you damn near paid your way to be on the show, Marlo. And then whenever she said, Andy, did I do that? Andy said, oh, I think you paid for your ticket. I think you paid. Andy didn't want to spend too much time talking about it. He didn't. Y'all tell me, okay, do y'all kind of feel like Andy didn't want to talk about, yeah, no, I don't. I don't. I agree with what you did, but I don't suggest fighting a man. I agree. I don't agree with that either. Now anyway, do y'all think that Andy didn't want to discuss that because it may have come out that other friends of other shows never had to pay their way on trips? Or do y'all think that Andy didn't want to talk about it in hopes of saving face for Marlo? Yes, Sakina. She says Andy was acting mighty shy, or he really didn't remember. He remembered. Sammy says he was trying to cover for Marlo. I don't think he was trying to cover. I think he was like, ooh, let's not talk about what housewives have paid for what. Because I feel like that peeled back a layer of like the production part of the show. And if we were privy to what goes on in the production part of the show, more things were going to start to come out, and he was going to have to explain that. So I think that's where he was like, okay. since you asked, you got your answer. Now let's move on. Okay. Necey Dixon from Dallas, Texas has to say he wanted to move on. All right. So then we get into Drew. Y'all, Drew had a hell of a season. When you really think about it, I didn't pay attention to it at all. You know, we went through the weight loss, saying she lost 25 pounds in 2 weeks, to did you really? We went from that to Ralph's assistant that he supposedly fired, to talking about this book, also to talking about the adoption when it comes to Josiah. So the first question Andy ends up asking is, did Ralph fire his assistant? And whenever Andy asked the question to Ralph, let me know, but did y'all notice that Drew looked to Ralph to see what he was going to say? And it was in that moment that I knew that everything that came after that was going to be full of shit. Because you're not going to tell me, Drew, that y'all are in this place of excellent communication, and then once you get on the show and he asks you a question as simple as, did he fire the assistant? You can't even nod your head yes or no. You have to look at your husband to see what your husband's going to say, because the reality is you probably don't know if your husband is still working with that lady or not. You don't know. So Ralph ends up saying, yes, I fired her. And, I just wanted to respect my wife. And I apologize for the way that it came off on the show. And Janae says that was his cue. That, or she didn't know the answer. I think she didn't know the answer, just like she still don't know what this damn book is about that she decided to write the foreword for. Now, outside of that, another good question was about Candy, Kenya, and Drew. Like, are they really friends? To me, I didn't feel like Candy and Kenya went in hard on Drew any harder than they would have gone on anybody else. Drew said she did feel some type of way, but I didn't think that made them not friends. Another part that I wanted to talk about is Sheree. Sheree and Drew were the only two people that we saw actually work through their conflict on stage. Everybody else was just like, it's all good. Busted can of biscuits. Okay, let's talk about that. I hated whenever Sheree called Drew a busted can of biscuits. To me, it was disgusting. It just was. Like, y'all, we talk about people on the show all the time. The wives talk about each other on the show all the time. But to me, I feel like, okay, you crossed the line when you called this lady a busted can of biscuits. Kind of like whenever, I can't remember what it was, but I know one of y'all are going to remember. Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac said something about Ashley last year. And it was like at Robin's birthday dinner. Somebody in the comments helped me out. But to me, that was one of those moments where I was like, okay, you crossed the line. That was just, it was just mean to say she looked like a busted can of biscuits. Like, we not going to act Sheree like your titties not sitting there on rock hard frozen. It was just like, wide body. Yes. I knew y'all was going to know. Okay. So the whole wide body thing, to me, it only hurt more because we know that Ashley had just got done having kids. Like, if she's in her postpartum body, I don't think you should ever call a woman wide body. Like, that was just ridiculous to me. And that's kind of what it was given whenever she said that Drew looked like a busted can of biscuits, when you know that part of her story has been her weight loss journey. And I don't think that Drew did anything, honestly, to be considered a busted can of biscuits. I'm not going to play like I don't say shit about people whenever they piss me off. But I don't think that Drew did anything that, you probably shouldn't have said that at all. Okay, so next, y'all, let's move on to Sheree and Ralph. This is another situation where I was like, yeah, I'm about to turn this damn TV off. The situation about Sheree saying that her assistant said that Ralph was gay. That was it for me. Ralph ended up saying to her, why would you say that when you know for a fact that I'm not gay? Sheree says, why are you saying that to me? I don't know for a fact. I don't know for a fact. That's what somebody else was saying. She may not. I don't think she know for a fact either. I don't know why Ralph said you know for a fact. I mean, I was sitting here questioning my damn self when I was watching the review. But I don't think that Sheree should have repeated the rumor since it came from her assistant. And I do think that she should take responsibility, being that she was the one who brought the rumor to the show. You brought the rumor to the show in order to make Drew feel bad. So Sheree tried to play dumb, and then she ended up taking accountability for that. And I'm just like, y'all ain't talking about nothing. Next, y'all, what else? They talk about gaslighting. They talk about Ralph writing the book. Drew had no idea that he was writing the book before he secured the deal. That's what surprised me. When Ralph had already been working on the book, secured a deal, and then told Drew about it after he secured the deal. And what's so wild to me is you could tell that was maybe like the first time they had that conversation on that stage. So again, Drew, again, Ralph, you're not going to tell me that y'all are in just like this excellent communication stage. I don't care how many hours y'all spend with Dr. Ken. Just like Simon said, he had been through 175 hours of counseling. I don't care. Because one thing I do know is some people with certain mental health things, no amount of counseling can change that. So you could be in counseling talking to a wall to the paint dry, and I don't think it's going to make a difference. So yeah, just the fact that y'all had that conversation for the first time when the show was happening at the reunion, that was weird. But y'all, can we talk about this? When we talked about the adoption, Ralph said, I think there's 3 reasons for a step-parent to adopt a child. And he said it, and he kind of, put the chest up like he was really going to say some shit. And he said, either the father is deceased, doesn't want anything to do with the child, and then the third one, summer, spring, fall. Ralph could not come up with a third reason for a child not to be adopted. And I was sitting there like watching my TV, low-key trying to help him out, because I remember during the show he said that the child should make that decision. So I was like, okay, well, maybe that's his third one, that you want Josiah to make the decision. But he never even said. He was stuck. He was stuck like Chuck. It was too funny. And that to me also confirmed for me that him adopting Josiah probably had less to do with Josiah's father and more to do with whatever personal reason he had for not adopting him. It didn't have anything to do with Josiah's father saying, I don't want you to adopt him. You couldn't come up with your exact reason. You kept saying there were 3 reasons. One time you told us that Josiah's father was in his life and said that he was uncomfortable with that. Another time you said that you wanted Josiah to make the decision. And then the third time you couldn't come up with a third reason. So I really don't think that Ralph is being 100% genuine about why he didn't adopt Josiah. Drew is okay with not getting those answers. And to me, I feel like they're still in the same place where they were at the beginning of the season when he was yelling at her at that candlelit dinner. So again, y'all, Marlo ends up apologizing to Kandi for all the flashbacks. She says Kandi does a lot for her community. And then she had the nerves to say that Kandi is worldwide, but they work in different circles. So she can get into a Gucci, showroom when Kandi cannot. Delusional. And then at the end of the episode, Sheree ends up bringing clothes to the stage. And, only a small portion of those items were actually on the She by Sheree website for a limited time. And she is by no more, because I don't think that the website has anything up right now. Could be wrong, but I don't think it does. Okay. That was definitely a merch drop. Okay. Can y'all still hear me okay? Kiana says that she hears static. Let me know if y'all can. Because right now, we're going to move on from talking about Real Housewives of Atlanta to finishing off with Married to Medicine. Married, you hear static too? Hold on. Can you still hear it? Yeah, it's staticky. Let me know if you can still hear it. I might have to switch over to my headphones. I muted it. Not as much. A dropship energy. That is She by Shirai. Yes, I still hear it. It's a little better. This what we gonna do. Oh, it's only when I talk. Speaker plug ain't in all the way. You know what's interesting is I'm not even on a damn speaker. I'm talking on my regular iPhone microphone. Can y'all hear me okay? Testing 1 2 1 2. I'm on my headphones now. I had to switch over to my headphones. So y'all let me know if that's clear now. Much better? Okay. Okay, good. This is a trip. All right, I'm gonna turn my camera back on in a hot second, but for whatever reason, the ish was freezing and all that other stuff. So y'all do me a favor and y'all go ahead and like the video. And then once y'all like the video, I'm gonna pop back on and we're gonna finish off with Married to Medicine. Okay, cool. I don't know if y'all can see me either. Let me know if y'all can, because on my screen, all I see is a frozen image of me trying to touch the screen. And if y'all can't see me, then I'm just gonna turn the camera off and we're gonna finish the review if y'all don't mind. Because we've been on for an hour and 2 minutes. I literally thought I was gonna be on for like um no video. Okay, I thought I was gonna be on for like a hot second. What this is so annoying. Hold on. Okay. Are we good now? Are we good now? I just had a refresh. I hate when this happens. Why does this always happen? I need to get set up so I have my like actual studio thing and then we'll be back and we'll be good. Yup, yup. Y'all, the internet has been playing with me. Y'all, I really think that my life has been affected by damn Mercury in retrograde or microbraids, like y'all like to say, because stuff has not been going, okay? But it's all good. We got to keep going. We got to remain elevated. And I think that Mercury retrograde is over on the 1st. So come on. I'm going to need a drink Saturday. But okay, y'all, let's talk about Married to Medicine. I have been watching the episodes and I haven't been taking notes the entire time because I really just want to talk to y'all about like three main things that have been going on. Number one, we're going to talk about the fight between Audra and how the hell I forget her name? Toya. We're going to talk about the fight between Audra and Toya, number one. Number two, we are going to talk about the robbery at Anila's place. And then number three, I can't remember what the third thing is. I don't know if it's either about Heavenly this episode or something else. But that's where I'm gonna lean on y'all. And okay, the second, it's the second. That's where I'm going to lean on y'all to help me remember what the third thing is. So if I missed anything from Married to Medicine, y'all tell me what I missed and we're gonna get on into it, okay? Hope y'all like the video, okay? I've given y'all a life update. I've given y'all a story time. I've given y'all Real Housewives of Atlanta and now Married to Medicine, okay? 4 for 1. So, y'all, J Dub said, let me start out. Toya's life is a lie. She will ruin Eugene. Okay, when it comes to the fight between Audra and Toya, here's what I think. Audra, if it was me, you would have been muffed, okay? Audra, if it was me, you would have been muffed. Okay, I would have back up. Okay, but I would have done you the same way Toya did you. Now, as far as that read that Audra gave Toya in front of everybody, it showed me that the women on that show have a loyalty for Toya because she is an OG, right? Because she's a part of the original group. They have a loyalty for her because we're not gonna act like Audra did not just embarrass the black off of her. Okay, that was embarrassing as I don't. That was embarrassing as I don't know what. Audra's calculations were right. She moved out of the house in order to pay off a debt, more than likely. And if she did, then to me, I feel like that's worth it. Whenever you move out of house, you need to make money, you need to pay off debt. So if paying off your debt at that point in time was more important to you, then you made the right move. But you shouldn't have told everybody you made $1 million. Shout out to editing for showing the flashback of you telling people you made $1 million. Thank you, Ash Tuck, for the super chat. She says, I'm way behind, but I'm definitely sending you love and light. Thank you for sharing a piece of your life with us. Love you, Necey. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. So, y'all, yeah, she read the fuck out of her. I'm sorry. I just wish, and this is what me and the ladies talked about at the reunion. I wish that she would have waited until the reunion to in my Sonya voice. She should have waited until the reunion to unload that. Or at least you could have gave her something cute with like, are you sure? Are you sure you made $1 million? And then by the time you got to the reunion, that's when you should have unloaded it. That's when you should have came with the receipt book, right? So that's where I feel about that. I do feel like Audra has a reason to dislike Toya. I just absolutely do not understand why they got to the point of blows. I don't understand that at all. I don't know why Audra was in her face so quick. I think it was embarrassing for you to be new on the show. I think it was embarrassing for Anila's mom to say, "Oh, well, at least we had good entertainment. Good party, good entertainment. I'm not here for your entertainment." I think it was embarrassing. Um, so yeah, I think you should have got muffed. Do I think that Toya had been picking on you? Yeah, but definitely nothing that couldn't have been, a well-deserved read later on in the season. So that was wild. The next thing I want to talk about is at the same party, they talk about Toya allegedly cheating on her husband with somebody in the neighborhood. Do I think it's a possibility that that's true? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think it's a possibility that that is true. The way that Toya has talked about her husband on this show, the way that she has talked about his peen on the show, to me makes me feel like, part of you don't really want that man. I'm sorry. Every joke is 10% truth. And when you have conversations with people, everything that is done in the dark will come to light, or it's usually sitting right in front of your face. So just the way she has talked about this man on the show tells me that she has either thought about leaving or she desires to be somewhere else. And that's just what you give me on the show, Toya. So that was interesting. Heavenly, Heavenly, you was messy AF for bringing that to Toya's attention. The other thing is, I truly think that it's a possibility that nobody even said anything about Toya cheating at that party. I think that Heavenly knew about the rumor prior to the party starting. And when she sat down next to Toya and saw that the argument was going nowhere, she was like, let me sprinkle a little bit of gasoline on this fire and let me tell her what I know has been said, right? So next thing, Contessa at the party. Contessa running after Toya at the party and telling her, how long have you been married? Don't let them mess up your marriage. Everything is not about you, Contessa. Okay. The situation that Toya is going through is different than the situation that you and Scott are going through. You brought you and Scott's ish down to the TV show. Nobody told you to do that. Contessa has an issue with really taking accountability for what she did to embarrass her marriage. You would much rather place all of that fault and blame on Heavenly because Heavenly talked about it on a different platform. But let's not act like you didn't talk about your husband on a larger platform first, which was on Married to Medicine. Outside of that, y'all, Let's move on to the second thing that I wanted to talk about is this robbery. We find out that Anila and Dr. Kieran have been robbed. Their home has been burglarized. And it actually happened, I believe, like a week after the party and the same night that Toya was throwing a party in their gated community. Quad suggests that maybe this was a targeted attack. Anila continues to say that she believes it's a targeted attack too. But I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm 50-50 on if Toya actually plotted this. On one hand, I'm like, y'all are weird as hell for saying that Toya plotted this. On the other hand, I feel like Toya knows some people. And the people who she know the same girl that was pulling up on Anila at the Christmas party. I can't remember Toya's friend at the Christmas party, but she brought her hood ass friend. Okay, no shade, but everybody got a friend that's gonna nuck if you buck. Like everybody has a friend like that. Toya brought her friend that was gonna nuck if she bucked. So somebody in relation to that person, I feel like potentially could have done something. But on the other side of things, I'm like, damn, is it really that bad to where you want to plot a robbery? And in that, I would probably say no, unless the rumor that you slept with somebody in the neighborhood is true. If the rumor that you slept with somebody in the neighborhood is true, that's when I would come to you with the smoke. That's when I would probably send somebody. I wouldn't, but it would make more sense to send somebody into your house and shake you up a little bit. Like, girl, say something one more time to ruin my marriage. Like that adds up. Okay. So I'm 50-50 on it because I'm like, that's wild. Like you setting somebody up to get robbed, but on the other hand, I'm just like, hmm. Y'all tell me what y'all think in these comments. The other part of it that makes me feel like maybe Toya really did cheat on Eugene and sleep with somebody in the neighborhood is the fact that they moved. But then I'm also kind of like, y'all moved to another house in the neighborhood. So you couldn't be running from somebody who she cheated on you with if they're still in the same neighborhood. But the other thing that made me think about it was the fact that she was so quick to bring up this rumor about Quad sleeping with the contractor. I was like, whoa, we haven't even had, yeah, Keen. Thank you, Keen. Her friend's name was Carmitha. Thank you. But I was like, whoa, we have not even had time to process the fact that you almost got into a fight, sold your house to pay off the 7 liens that you got allegedly filed with Fulton County, according to Audra. Slept with somebody in the neighborhood. We have not even been able to process those 3 things before you even bring up the fact that Quad was cheating. I mean, not cheating because she's not married. That Quad was sleeping with a married man. What? Y'all, this show, as much as Real Housewives of Atlanta was not giving, this show to me, I was just like, oh my gosh. Moon Radiate says, I thought Dr. Simone was the one who brought it up. Honestly, I don't know if Dr. Simone brought it up. For whatever reason, I thought that it was Toya who mentioned it first. And then once Toya mentioned it, Dr. Simone brought it up. And they were like, you weren't supposed to know anything about it, Contessa. And Contessa was like, oh my gosh, I had no idea. Oh my gosh. Now, y'all, in this last episode, I don't, this last episode also makes me feel like something in the water is not clear. Something in the water is a little muddy. Toya decides to get upset with Heavenly for bringing up the rumor to her. In some universe, I would say that this is smart because Heavenly was being messy. But on the other hand, I'm kind of just like, Toya is spreading so much attention in different places to get it off of her. So Heavenly goes through this, my mama dying, fuck y'all, my husband peen is big, this, that, and the third. And she ends up trying to make this grand escape. I feel for Heavenly, I really do, that she has lost her mom. And I'm absolutely positive that she was not in the headspace to come and talk to them about no drama. I'm sure she wasn't. Out of all the times Heavenly was going to start drama, it probably was not going to be that day. So she ends up leaving, but the door won't open, which was funny AF. Quad walks out after her, and Contessa walks out after her. And I was, did y'all peep? When Contessa reached in for a hug, Heavenly didn't hug her back. Heavenly just leaned into her and stood back. And I was feeling some type of way because I'm like, Contessa, I feel like you're only trying to show sympathy in this moment because you want kudos for looking like a good person, which is why 2 or 3 episodes ago you said to your husband, she needs a pass. But then after the party, to the party, you're chasing Toya out the door, telling her, don't let them ruin your marriage. But y'all, that's all I have, okay? I gotta go. I'm having too many technical difficulties. And I feel like we've reviewed everything to the max. Okay. I definitely want to come on and I want to talk to y'all about Dahmer. I watched the Jeffrey Dahmer docu-series, all 10 episodes. And if you're too scared to watch it, you can come on over and talk to me about it. So that's something that we'll probably get done maybe like on Friday this week or even Monday next week. But it'll be pretty soon within like the next 5 days or so. Okay. So let me know what y'all think. Definitely love having a life update with y'all at the beginning of the video. I love y'all. I thank y'all for y'all's thoughts and prayers. Just wanted to let y'all know where I was at. And with that being said, y'all, I will talk to y'all in the next video. Bye.